Perched on a rocky island off the Normandy coast of France, Mont Saint-Michel Abbey is one of the most unique and breathtaking sights in the world. For centuries, pilgrims and travelers have climbed its steep paths, drawn by its stunning architecture, deep history, and almost mystical atmosphere. In this video, join me on a short tour through the village and public spaces of Mont Saint-Michel Abbey, where we'll walk through grand halls, cloisters, and crypts, all while soaking in the incredible views. Stay tuned to the end to hear a few tips to maximize your experience at this special but extremely popular place. The Mont sits on a giant tidal plain, and at certain times of the year, it's completely surrounded with water. You can walk or take the free shuttle buses from the mainland to get out to the island. Once you get to the Mont, you'll enter into the village. It's pretty much all restaurants and souvenir shops. However, it's still super cute, since all the businesses are housed in medieval-era cottages and storefronts that have been here for hundreds of years. As you wind your way up through the village, you'll eventually arrive at a wide stone staircase leading up to the Abbey entrance. At the top, you'll get your tickets in the guards' rooms. From there, you'll head up the final staircase to arrive at the West Terrace, one of the best viewpoints in all of Normandy. From here, you can take in the stunning views of the bay, the church's facade, and the lower portions of the Mont. Standing here with the wind blowing in your hair and the Abbey towering behind you, you'll understand why Mont Saint-Michel has fascinated and drawn people for over 1,000 years. From the terrace, you'll enter the Abbey Church, the heart of Mont Saint-Michel, and towering centerpiece of the island. Built over several centuries, it's a mix of Romanesque and Gothic styles, with tall columns and stunning stained glass windows that flood the space with light. This is where monks gathered for prayer, their chants echoing through the halls. Today, it's still a place of peace and reflection, one of those spots where you can't help but stop and take it all in. Leaving the sanctuary of the church, you'll step into the cloister, one of the most serene parts of the Abbey. This open-air courtyard, surrounded by delicate stone arches, was once a place for monks to meditate and reflect. Take a moment here to slowly walk around. The gardens, the peaceful atmosphere, the gentle rhythm of the columns creates a space that feels almost suspended in time. From the cloister, you'll head to the refectory, or dining hall, where monks once gathered for meals. It's a long, solemn hall with narrow windows that let in just enough light to create an almost dreamlike atmosphere. Monks ate in silence, while one of them read aloud from religious texts. It's easy to picture them sitting in rows, listening intensely, as candlelight flickered on the stone walls. Next up is the guest hall, a grand space where important visitors, noble pilgrims, clergy, and even kings were welcomed. Unlike the monks' more simple quarters, this hall is bright and spacious, with tall windows that let in plenty of light. This is where the Abbey showed its hospitality, offering food, shelter, and a place to rest before visitors continued their journey. Next up is the Knights' Hall, which wasn't actually for knights. Instead, it was used by the Abbey's scribes and administrators, basically the medieval version of office workers. Still, with its thick stone walls and vaulted ceiling, the room has a strong fortress-like feel. Now it's time to go deeper, literally. The crypts and underground chapels are some of the oldest parts of the Abbey. These dark, quiet spaces were built to support the massive structure above, preventing it from collapsing under its own weight. One of the most impressive is the Great Pillars Crypt, which almost feels like something out of a fantasy movie, with towering supports holding up the Abbey above. As you make your way back down to the village below, make sure to take a last look up at the towering spire, where St. Michael, the Archangel, stands watch. This place has been a symbol of faith, resilience, and wonder for centuries, and after experiencing it for yourself, it's easy to see why. Some suggestions on your visit. If you have control over what time of year you visit, obviously outside the summer months and school holidays, it will be significantly less crowded. Over 3 million people a year visit here, and in peak summer months, you'll hear horror stories of throngs of people packed into the narrow medieval lanes. We visited on a Friday afternoon in late March, and it was perfect. No crowds, no lines, and super pleasant weather. So if you're heading from Mont Saint-Michel to visit the Loire Valley and its chateau, consider stopping along the way at the charming town of Fougères, which is just a 35-minute drive from the Mont. It's home to the Château de Fougères, one of the most incredible medieval fortresses in France. I have a separate video on that. I also have a few videos on the Château of the Loire Valley and the D-Day sites in the Normandy coast. Links for all of these are in the description. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this useful, a subscribe is sincerely appreciated and helps me to continue the channel.